Good morning, class 10. Welcome back to the online session of SST. And in this session, we are going to discuss about the impact of globalization on agriculture. Okay. The day today is rainy. Okay, so you might not hear my voice clearly. So I want you all to use headphones while listening to the lecture. Okay. Now let us start with the topic. Okay. Today we are going to understand impact of globalization on agriculture. Okay. When we talk about the globalization, it is actually an interconnection between the nations for various aspects. Okay. Now the connection between the nations may be for a trade or for communication and for other aspect also. So there are interconnection relation between one country with the another country. Okay. One country depends upon another country for various purpose, and these interrelation between the country, interconnection between the country is called the globalization. Okay. But today we are going to discuss about the interconnection between the countries for the trade. Okay. In this chapter, globalization is related with the trade. Okay. Now, it is not a new phenomenon in India. Okay, it is not a new phenomenon. The globalization in India is not a new phenomenon. Our country was related with another country. Okay, around the world. Okay, so those reasons are there for saying that it is not a new phenomenon in the country India. Okay, during the time of colonization in 19th century, when European traders came to India, at that time also the Indian spices were exported to other part of the world. Okay, and this proves that the globalization was there since 19th century. Okay, now since the spices were exported to the other part of the world, okay, the farmers, the Indian farmers were encouraged to grow such crops. Okay, in the southern part of our country. Okay, and till today also you will see that the spices are the major crops that have been exported to the other part of the world. Okay. Now during the time of British, when the British came across the cotton belt of our country, okay, they were surprised and they got attracted towards the field, okay, and ultimately they decided to export these cottons to their country, okay, and these export was mainly for the textile industry. They have got lots of textile industry in their countries, and the cotton would be the best one to export from India to their countries. Now, cotton textile industry in Manchester and Liverpool. Okay, these two cities are very important cities of Britain. Okay, the Manchester and the Liverpool. Okay, these two flourish due to the availability of good quality cotton from India. Okay, students, you might have heard about the Champaran movement. Okay, which started in 1917 in Bihar. Okay, this was started because the farmer of that region, okay, were forced to grow indigo on their land because it was necessary for the textile industries which is located in Britain. Okay, and this created a situation in which the farmer could not grow the food crops to sustain their family also. Okay, so it was a worse situation, and because of this only they have started the Champaran movement in Bihar. Okay, now if we compare our country with the other countries, you'll find that despite being an important producer of rice, cotton, rubber, tea, coffee, jute and spices, our agricultural products are not being able to compete with the developed countries because they have been provided with the highly subsidized agriculture. Okay, whereas in our country the government has provided the subsidy, but it is not up to the mark, and because of which the farmers are facing problem in our country. Okay, but in their countries the farmers are benefited by agriculture, and that is why they are doing it very well. Okay, now today Indian agriculture finds itself at a crossroad. Okay, it is a stage. Okay, now the agricultural stage of our country is at a crossroad. Okay, whether to continue with the agriculture or to stop. The farmers are at the stage where they cannot continue the agriculture because they are going in loss, so they are changing or they are shifting their agriculture. Okay, and this is the problem which are facing these days. Okay, to make agriculture successful and profitable, proper trust should be given to the improvement of the condition of the marginal and small farmers. Okay, now as we have discussed earlier, in order to have successful and profitable farming or agriculture, okay, the government should look after the small and marginal farmers. Okay, because they are the one who are suffering from this, and they are changing or shifting their agricultural land to other land. Okay, because they are not getting the benefit from the government. Since they are marginal and small farmers, most of the activity which the agriculture need, they cannot afford, okay, and because of which they fail to do the agricultural. If the agriculture get destroyed due to the natural calamities also, that time also the government gives subsidy, but those subsidies are not enough to compensate with their investment in their agriculture, okay. So this is the reason why the farmer are not happy with the government. There are various reasons, okay, this is just an example. Now let us understand another point. The green revolution promised much, but it is under controversy. Now the green revolution promised. Now what does it promise? It has promised the farmer that the model which they have prepared for the growth of crops, okay, for the development of crop, this is very beneficial for the farmers, okay, and the farmers will be provided with lots of facilities from the government so that they can do more cultivation, they can grow more crops, and it will be benefited for the farmers as well as the country will also get the benefit from it, okay. So this was the main model of the green revolution. But what happened is that due to the facilities which they have provided, they have not provided the facilities in a way that they should have used, okay. They abundantly gave the facilities, okay. Some of the facilities were excessively used by the farmers because some of the farmers they do not have the ideas about it that in future it will be harmful, okay. So today it is under controversy. This model was prepared, but today it's under controversy, okay. Now why it was under controversy? Because it is being alleged that it has caused land degradation, okay. Now obviously when they will not teach the farmers that you have to use the chemicals in this way or in this manner that the crops will get benefited as well as the land will not get harmed, okay. So there should be a balance between this, but the farmers they in order in the process of growing more crop they have used more fertilizers, more chemicals, water loggings like situations were there due to the free supply of power, okay. So all this has destroyed the land, okay. The degradation of land was there, okay, and it has also spoiled the biodiversity, okay. Aquifer was dry, okay, and due to chemicals, okay, the land got degraded. So all these things has led to an allegation to the green revolution which was proposed or which was formulated by the government, okay. Now today the key word is genetic evolution, okay. Now genetic evolution includes genetic engineering. Now what is genetic engineering? Let us understand. When we talk about genetic engineering, it is actually a modification or a manipulation of genetics of the different organism, okay. Now in a simple word we can say genetic modification of organisms, genes using biotechnology, okay. With the help of biotechnology they modify or they manipulate the genes of a particular organism, and this process is called or this engineering is called the genetic engineering, okay. So with the help of genetic engineering the hybrid variety of seeds are made, okay. Now this hybrid variety of seed can give the production at a highest level, okay. So this is the new process, okay. Now the people are depending upon the genetic engineering, and with the help of this, if the crop was growing in a 100 kg of amount, okay, then now with the help of genetic engineering the hybrid will give more than that, okay. So this is the actual formula behind this, okay. Now if we talk about the organic farming, it is in much trend today, okay. It is in value today because the people are preferring this farming for the safety of our environment, okay. Because the organic farm is not using any factory made chemicals or fertilizer, and because of which the land degradation will not be there, okay, and our environment will also be safe from the chemicals and fertilizers which are used in the field, okay. So because of this the organic farming are at trend these days, okay. Now let us understand about the few economists who has thought that the Indian farmers had a bleak future if they grows the crop in their field with the increasing population. Now let us understand this. They said that farmer in India has a bleak future if they continues to grow food grains on the holdings that grows smaller and smaller as the population rises. It is very simple to understand, okay. Suppose there is a plot of land and one house is out there, okay. Just an example. And in the future if the family members are increasing in that house, what will the farmer do? Okay, the farmer will obviously build another house in the same plot of land, and that area which was used for agriculture will get reduced. In future again the members will increase and the farming land will reduce day by day, okay. So what does this mean to say that with the increasing population the cropping area or the land which was used for agriculture is getting reduced day by day. The day will come when the members will be more and more and the land holding will be smaller and smaller, which will not be able to yield the produce, okay, it will not be able to give the production to the satisfaction of the human need. Okay, that means the crops which they grow will not be enough for the growing population, and ultimately the farmer has to leave that occupation and has to shift to some other occupation. So this is just an example of a farmer. Okay, beside this also the industries are developing day by day, urbanization is there. Okay, so because of all those reasons also the land area is getting reduced day by day. The actual net sown area is getting reduced day by day. Okay, with the growing population not only in the rural areas but in the urban areas also contributing to the reduction of the net sown area. Okay, the net sown area means the actual area where the food grains are grown. Okay, remember this. Now let us understand why did this say it like this. Okay, now India's rural population is about 600 million, which depends upon 250 million approximate hectare of agricultural land, and the average of this less than half of the hectare per person. So you can understand that less than half of a hectare is per person. Okay, per person they are having less than half of a hectare, and if the population grows, this hectare of land will get reduced day by day. So it is very important to balance between the population and the land which we have got. Okay, so this balance should be controlled, but in India we are unable to control the growing of population. Okay, this growth of population should be controlled in order to satisfy the need of the people related with the food production. Okay, now let us understand what should a farmer do to manage their life with the increasing of population and decreasing of land holdings. Okay, now let us understand what should they do with the increasing population and decreasing land holdings. Okay, the farmers should diverse their cropping pattern from cereals to high value crop like fruits, vegetable, medicinal herbs, etc. Okay, they should shift their cropping pattern. Instead of growing rice, wheat, instead of growing these crops, they can grow fruits, vegetable, medicine, herbs, etc. Okay, this will give them more income. Okay, this will increase incomes and reduce environmental degradation simultaneously. On one side, they are getting more income from these crops. Okay, and on the other side, they are also helping in the environment by reducing the land degradation. Okay, now why only these kinds of crops? Because fruits, medicinal herbs, flowers, vegetables, biodiesel crops like jatropha and jojoba need less irrigation than rice and sugarcane. Okay, so you understood that the cost of production will be less if the less irrigation is there. Okay, they hardly have to depend upon irrigation. Okay, very less irrigation is required for these plants, which will reduce the cost of production. Okay, so when they produce these fruits, medicinal herbs, plants and vegetables, when they are growing these and having a production from here, they are having at a very less price. Okay, that means at a very low cost they are able to do this cropping, okay, or planting, and later on they'll get more income from this. Okay, so by growing these plants and crops, they are able to earn more money in comparison to the cereals. Okay, so these crops are providing them more income, and that is why they can shift their cultivation to these income. This is the better option for them. Okay, now let us understand about India's diverse climate. Okay, India's diverse climate we have understood very well. Okay, you know that the climate in North India is different from the South India. Okay, the climate of coastal regions are also different from the continental region. So because of this diverse climate, now the people can harness to grow a wide range of high value crops. Now what does this mean is that according to the climate, if the people grow the crops, okay, high value crop, then they can earn more profit. Okay, like in the hilly region, the people can plant flowers. Okay, flowers grows very well. Now beside the flowers, the medicinal herbs are also well grown in the hilly region. Okay, and when we talk about the vegetables are mostly grown in the plain region. It is possible to grow vegetable in the hill region also, but the maximum of the vegetables and fruits are grown in the plain areas. Okay, so we have got plains, we have got hills, we have got plateau, we have got coastal areas having different climatic environment. So we have to use this climatic environment to grow different kinds of crops at the same time. Okay, but there are countries where the climatic variation is very less, because of which they cannot grow variety of crops in their region at a particular period of time. Okay, but in our country, if it is a winter season also, the climatic or the weather condition is different in different parts of the country. If you go to northern side, you will feel that the weather is very cold. But again, if you come to the coastal area, even in the winter season, you will see that the weather is quite warm. Okay, so in the same season also you will see there is a variation in the weather condition. So this benefit we have to use to grow different types of crops in a different place. Okay, especially the high value crops, so that the people can earn more money or they can generate more income from the growing of these high value crops. Okay, so this is the solution for the farmers who is having less income from the cropping field. Okay, but what about the net sown area of cereals and pulses? Okay, because cereals are the crops which are very important for our country. Okay, rice and wheat is something that we eat most of the time, so it is very important to have the cropping area with rice and wheat. Okay, but the net sown area is getting reduced day by day, and if the farmer is shifting like this, okay, then it is good for the farmers, but it is not good for the country. Okay, why? Because the food security which the government has provided us will not be there. Okay, if every farmer started to shift like this for their personal income, it is good that they are earning money when they are shifting like this. Okay, it is good for them, but it is not good for the country. So the government should look after them so that they not change their cropping pattern in this way. Okay, students, so with this we have completed our chapter. Okay, and I want you all to solve the questions which are from the exercise. Okay, your exercises portions contain some questions for you all. Okay, you just solve those questions and send me in the WhatsApp number. Okay, so that I can evaluate it and then send you back. Okay, so with this I would like to take a leave from the session. You all take care, stay safe. Thank you.